is CBS.
When they want cartoons, but you can't afford the time or cost to make them for the order of the TV junkies, young girls and boys who need their hair filled between extra toys. Find a failed screenwriter, do some mushrooms, get a set designer, high on figures, hire a costume maker, go to the moon, add weird puppeteers and crack that piercing you, then make the Shaturday morning Dyna-Show.
It's
Scrum-delicious.
Welcome, everybody, to the Saturday morning Dyna-Show, where the 1970s live again, and we all wish we were dead. Welcome once again, the Dyna Squad. Let's find out what everybody's drinking. Skip Elsheimer out in North Carolina from AV Geeks. What is in your hand?
I have a delightful Fanta orange.
Very nice.
Don't Google how Fanta came into existence. It's morally ambivalent.
I think I've heard stories about that, but yeah, we can.
This is delicious. This is good.
Okay. It's got to be good. Like, that should be their ad campaign. You know, it's so good. People are drinking it despite this sordid history.
Right?
And go into real detail in the commercials about all the horrible things. They go,
Yes.
So you know this has to be a delicious soda. And off in Oakland, California, Roy Miles, the Ghetto Geppetto. What you got?
I have parrot pink guava juice drink. It's very
Okay.
refreshing. It's made out of real parrots. And I got my buddy here, Mr. Weeples, who, he won't leave.
Well, he really fits into the charter of today's show. We're pretty much all had it up for this episode for reasons that we will make clear to everyone who just clicked blindly without glancing at the thumbnail.
Yes.
Probably most people have figured it out by now, but we're going to get right into that after this distilled essence of 1970s nostalgia that I've got for us.
Where's my post-raisin bran?
I've got the post-raisin bran.
Oh.
Cause I just wanted to tell you, this cereal's got a lot of delicious raisins. And now you get fun stickers too. Just peel them off, and you can stick them on almost anything. There's 3 cents in all, and you get 1 cent free in every specially marked box of post-raisin bran. Hey, Dad, how about the post-raisin bran?
I neglected to mention that I'm drinking iced coffee.
Oh, nice.
So there you go,
Wow.
here in Brooklyn.
Is there sugar in it?
No, I didn't bother. The
That's
sugar.
Really,
I
agree with you.
think we need to have an intervention with Tim.
No. That's good, Tim. That's good. Black iced coffee is delicious. I'm with that. I only drink these drinks,
There you go.
Yeah, I know, but
For
we're
the
all like
audience out.
suffering with the
Oh, yeah.
amount of blood sugar that we're dealing with, and then Tim is always drinking healthy, man.
Well,
Yeah,
it's caffeine. That's not all that healthy.
All
But,
right.
That's you.
So anyway, who wants to try and explain who Mason Reese was to all the younger viewers out
He
there?
was the redhead version of Rodney Allen Rippey.
Yeah. Very true. Very early 70s.
Yeah.
Glory days of doing commercial endorsements for everything.
Right.
Yeah, he sold so much stuff.
Did he have a record?
A record? I don't know about a record. Boy, he had a
I do know he
sitcom
was
at one point.
everything. He was on a sitcom. He had his own sitcom.
Mhm.
And he's just one of these kids that were sort of like hoisted onto the 70s public that, probably someone discovered in a cattle call for kids. And he kind of just stuck out. What was his initial commercial? I don't remember what that was, but
Maybe the Underwood Deviled Ham, where he mispronounced smorgasbord.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There you go.
Could have been
Terribly
that.
cute.
Then he did Dunkin' Donuts and
Right.
Ivory Snow detergent. I think it was a lot.
He really was a child pitch man because he didn't like Rodney Allen Rippey was known for the Jack in the Box burger, right? But this guy, he was on everything.
Yeah, he won a Clio for his best performance by a male actor in a television commercial for the Underwood Devil commercial.
Oh.
But it seems like, there's a lineage. So Mason Reese, Rodney Allen Rippey, and then that led to the Gary Coleman. I
Right.
think they opened the doors for Gary Coleman.
They sold hamburgers so Gary Coleman could sell lunchboxes.
There you go. So,
and he's still around, isn't he? He's still around. That guy's still around. They're
Mason
both still around.
Somewhere, I think somewhere in New York City. He owns a bar or a restaurant, from one moment to the next.
And I follow Rodney Allen Rippey on Instagram.
Yeah.
He's
what is he up to?
He just, I seen him at some celebrity thing in Hollywood going in front of one of those autograph that in Burbank, the Burbank autograph show they do every few months. He was just there a couple of weeks ago. So,
wow.
Right. So we're really diving into the deep end of the 70s with this episode. Why don't you tell us what we'll be watching, Skip?
So we've been dabbling in some Croft Brothers TV shows, and this was the third one that they did. So they did first HR Puffin Stuff, which was very successful. Then they did the Bugaloos. And then this one, I think in what I was reading about it, they were beginning to get a momentum with Saturday Morning. Like a lot of people were really interested. A lot of kids and executives were interested in what they were making. Even though like Puffin Stuff had only ran for a season, but they kept rerunning it, and it actually switched networks. It went from NBC to ABC. Then, so they actually had 3 shows slotted in a Saturday Morning. And this third show was Lidsville, which is why we're wearing a hat. And supposedly Sid Croft was a hat guy. He loved wearing hats when he went jogging, and he had like a variety of different hats. And so, hey, what a great idea for a Saturday morning TV show.
The jogging hat.
Yeah. And they featured Butch Patrick, who was Eddie Munster in the Munsters and was also in a lot of TV shows. And he started filming when he turned 18 and absolutely hated this show. He really, really, really hated it. I think because he was 18 and he's playing the role of like a 12-year-old or a 10-year-old.
Right.
And later after years passed, he realized, okay, well, it wasn't that bad. But I think that impacts this whole aspect of the show. It just has a weird feel to it. And what's great about this is, like HR Puffin Stuff, we get the entire story.
Yes.
The theme song. It's an epic theme song.
It's
3
like
acts, pretty
2
much.
minutes, which is a long time.
That's a long time.
Waiting for a show to start.
Get on with it.
And I can tell you one thing. I'm very interested in watching this in my official capacity as the writer of a March 2000 Onion article with the headline, Area 36-year-old still has occasional Lidsville nightmare.
It's true. I mean, and the thing about this is this helps, again, kind of continues that idea that everything that Croft did was a secretly hidden reference to smoking pot.
Oh, sure.
Lid
being,
Puffin Stuff.
And the word lid is in drug slang.
Yes, refers to the amount of pot that comes in a Prince Albert can, which is about an ounce. So there was a lot of hippies that were like watching it. I'm sure they stayed up all night on acid and then watched this show in the morning.
What a life. What a life.
Yeah. And so it's whacked out. They use a lot of blue screen, like they started doing pretty seriously with the Bugaloos, and that they continue to do from then on. And so there's lots and lots of crazy blue screen stuff and every possible excuse to have a hat. Supposedly that this production employed more little people than any other production at the time. And so because every single person in the hats are little people. The other thing to know is that they recorded the dialogue at the same time as the action was taking place. They set up a room with microphones with the voice actors, and then they had monitors and they were watching what was happening on the screen, and they were doing live
dialogue.
Dialogue.
I like that. I like that.
They said it was absolutely fatiguing and grueling. It was the worst.
Yeah, I would have dubbed the dialogue in later.
Yeah, I mean,
after you got a good edit down.
You can't do that. That's expensive.
Right.
We have to
So
spend
set up
money.
19 monitors and an entire cast.
Yeah, I know. So it has a weird pacing because of that. But anyways, it holds a special place in my heart because Charles Nelson Riley is our main antagonist.
Oh, sure.
And he is over the top.
Oh, like, over Niagara.
Him and Billy Hayes, who plays Weenie the Genie, they're just at 12.
Right.
And everybody else is like way low. So, all right.
Yeah.
So given that pitch, are we ready to learn more about how our protagonist ended up in Lidsville?
I'm ready. I just got to click on it, don't I?
Yes.
I'm ready.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Let's find out how this story began.
Yeah.
In the middle of the summer, in the middle of a park, there began a great adventure for a boy whose name was Mark. He had come to see the magic man along with all the children, and 'twas so began the day that Mark was never to forget. He performed all sorts of miracles, and Mark was so impressed that when the time arrived to go, he lagged behind the rest. Then quietly he did return the secret of the hat to learn, but everyone had gone away and darkness held a threat. The moment that he touched the hat, the room began to glow, and as he put it down and ran, the hat began to grow and 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 grow. Was stunned and he was fascinated.
Stop
Still
growing.
he had to see there was something deep inside the hat. What could that something be? Then cautiously each step he took, he climbed upon the brim to look, and all at once the hat began to shake and rock. Look out! Falling, falling.
Happy Saturday morning, kids.
Good morning, kids.
Whirling, twirling, down, down. And when he looked into the skies, he couldn't believe his ears or eyes. Lidsville is a cookies. Lidsville is a kiss. Lidsville is a grooviest. Lidsville is a living and friend. If you get a chance to go there, you'll be glad you did. 'Cause everybody who goes to Lidsville really flips his lid.
How's that for a topper?
That's pretty good.
It's up, up and away. Keep playing, Weenie.
Weenie, what are you doing?
Hi, Master. It's my rope trick.
Rah-rah, are you all right?
Yeah, I'm fine. Lucky I landed on my head.
I'm sorry, Master. All I was trying to do was find a way up and out of Lidsville.
Well, I'm ready for another crack at it. Second down and 10 to go.
Hold it. Well, that was a nice try, Rah-rah, but I'm afraid it's a little too dangerous.
Well, never mind, Master. I've got another idea to get us out of here, and an even better one.
Oh, really, Weenie?
Attention, all you powers that be. Hear my spell and set us free. Send down something, don't be mean.
Aren't you wasting your time, old bean?
Almighty Spirit, send one old bean. Oh, bean. Look what you made me do. I was going to say flying machine, and you made me say old bean.
My word, and that's what you've got. A big old bean. It even has whiskers on it.
I'd like to see you and Mark fly on that.
I think we make a good team. Pork and bean. Get it? Pork and bean.
Why don't you just relax, Weenie? We'll find us a way.
But, Master, if the Colonel hadn't interrupted, we could have been on our way home already. Now we'll just have to think up something else.
Never mind. Yeah, let us work on it.
Holy Torito! Will you look at that?
Oh, gosh, the bean's alive.
It's growing.
It's busting out all over.
It must have been a magic bean.
What else would you expect from a real genie?
Must be Chinese bean. Look at it sprout.
I don't get that one.
Oh, hello, you stylish sorcerer. My.
Well, it's sprouted. It must be Chinese.
Yeah. Only beans from China sprout.
Today.
Green.
Very well, green. Ha!
Blue.
Blue. What do you think, Mr. Skull?
Yellow.
Yellow?
Yeah.
Purple. Gold. Brown. Black.
Oh, enough already. Now stop it. Nobody likes a smart skull.
That's the best puppet on the show.
On a white handkerchief. Would you get one for my dresser, raunchy, please?
But boss, you don't have any white hanky.
Don't argue, dummy. Go out and buy some. Move, you bunny boob. Mr. Big, I'll just use yours until she gets back. Thank you so much.
Boss, the treasure chest is empty. There's no money left. We're broke.
Don't be ridiculous. I'm the most powerful man in Lidsville. I am the leader. Why, if I don't have any money, then nobody has any money. Oh! It is empty. Mr. Big, what's happened to all my money?
There ain't been any coming in, boss. The hat people ain't been paying their taxes.
Holding out on me again, huh? Well, as far as those hat people are concerned, that is the last straw. Mr. Big, get me Lidsville on the evil eye immediately, please.
Right, boss.
Hat tax.
Those
That's
deadbeats have
tough.
skipped payment for the very last time. I'm gonna find out where they're hiding their loot, or my name isn't Horatio J. Hoodoo. What in Houdini is that?
It's an old bean you conjured up, old bean.
Wow! I don't even know my own power!
Yahoo! Just look at her.
Just think what I could have done with a new bean!
Oh, you've done enough, Weenie. You found our way home for us.
I have?
I always thought Jack and the Beanstalk was a fairy tale. But the way this beanstalk is growing, it'll rise right up out of Lidsville.
Maybe there's a giant up there. A giant?
There's no giant up there.
If there's a beanstalk, there's a giant!
And even if there's no giant, what about Hoodoo?
Yes, what about
Just have to take that chance. Maybe if I start climbing now, I can reach the real world before he finds out what's happening.
Yes, boss, good idea.
Sure. You better be off, lad.
And you better hurry.
Bye, all. You've all been so nice, and I'll never forget you.
It's pretty unceremonious for somebody who's been living there. Okay, bye.
I have to point something out.
Yeah.
Hit pause here.
Yeah.
There's something really weird and colonialist and presumptuous about how the world Mark came from is called the real world. And all the other hats jump right into it, go like, oh yeah, you're from the real world. We're just, we don't even exist. That's problematic.
I'm also thinking, like, how did all those hats get inside that hat? Did they also go to the magic show and fall into the hat?
Oh yeah, they were all curious and went backstage. And
have they been there since they were kids?
Merlot the Great just collects anybody who wanders backstage. It's entirely possible on a show like this.
We need answers.
Yeah.
He's climbing that beanstalk.
Correction, my little dum-dums. That is not a beanstalk. It is a money tree.
I didn't see any dollar bills on the branches.
But it has a boy and a genie on it. Now, don't you think if somebody kidnapped them, the good hat people would dig up their life savings and pay a fortune to get them back?
But boss, who would do a rotten thing like that?
You're looking at it. Horatio J. Rotten. I'm off.
Rotten, 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 rotten. Horatio J. Rotten's off now.
Wow.
I love the hat and I love that thing.
Did they turn? They did a nice little turn there.
You see any giants yet?
Of course not, Weenie. Now, why don't you come out of the ring? There's really nothing to be afraid of.
Oh no! Look!
Beanstalk at 3 o'clock. Oh, and there's the brat. Oh, joy, I'm going to be rich. Rich.
Climb, Master, climb!
Who is coming?
Gotcha. You can't escape. Oh, come back here, brat.
You'll never get me!
No, I'm the only escape artist here. Now get in this catamaran, Brett. What am I doing? I'm a magician. I'm asking you nicely once more. Surrender or I'll turn you into a butterfly.
That's asking me nicely. You'll never get me.
Oh, no. Take that, Brett.
Oh.
Bravo, Hoodoo.
Very
Come
good.
here, my pretty. Let me add you to my collection. Hoodoo, you absolutely kill me.
Cha-cha-da-cha-cha-da-chee, sailing along with butterfly wings.
Hoodoo, ring the piper.
What are we gonna do?
Here comes that mean vampire.
I wonder what that flying bloodmobile wants.
Very funny, cowboy.
Someday love I'll the get vampire.
all 10 gallons of you. Blood, blood. What's that? What is it?
What does it say? What does it say?
Let's see. It's from that blighter Hoodoo. If you ever want to see Mark and Winnie alive again, fork over all your dough. This is a ransom note.
A ransom note.
Hello?
Oh, terrible.
We've got to save them.
What?
Yes, what?
We just have to pay the ransom.
I'll
Pay
pay
it.
everything I have to get them back.
Then let's move on out, team. We gotta gather up all our savings. Come on. Up the
How
did it go, boss?
How did it go? With my genius, there is only one way it could go. Oh, I captured them.
What happened?
We in your world yet, Master?
No, my little dum-dum, you're in my power.
Bye.
Please let us go.
Oh, I will. My dear little pests. Just as soon as the good hat people pay the ransom money.
Ransom money? Please, Mr. Hoodoo, let us go, and we'll get out of your hair. We'll climb back up the beanstalk to the real world.
To the real world. I don't know what you're talking about. There is only one real world, and you are in it. That's
There you go.
Lidsville.
Oh, no. The real world is where my home is, and I can prove it. Here, look at these snapshots.
I thought he had a
Now,
cell
that's
phone.
the real world.
Oh, these must be your parents. Oh, and look at the very beautiful house they live in. And these cars must have cost a good penny, too. My, they must be good and rich.
No, they're not. They're just average.
Just average, my. But I bet they'd pay a lot more than the good hat people to get their little angel back.
You getting an idea, boss?
You bet your sweet Bippy I am. I am going to climb up the beanstalk to Mark's world, show his parents this wallet,
Latin
and make
reference
them
there.
pay the ransom money.
Sweet
No,
Bippy.
you can't do that. You
Oh,
can't.
no, I can't. Who is going to stop me? Who is going to stop the great? Hoodoo.
The good hats, that's who. They'll never let you climb up that beanstalk. They'll chop you down.
Not so fast, you pushy little brat. There must be some way. Aha!
Did you think of something, boss?
No, I always go around going, aha. What a brilliant idea. Is there any message you would like me to give your folks, Mark?
A message?
You heard it.
How are you going to get past the good hats?
Oh, I won't, but you will.
I will.
At least the good hats will think it's you. Presto!
Ooh, I'm seeing double.
You look just like me.
Correct. And when your hat friends see me, they won't stop me from climbing the beanstalk because they'll think I'm you. I'm so fantastic. Now it's time to make some money. Raunchy and Jack, guard the prisoner. I'm on my way.
No, you can't do that. Please let us go.
Shut up, Brat. Oh, I feel like I'm talking to myself. Well, bye-bye. I'm off to the beanstalk.
No, wait, stop.
His magic
Wait a
actually
minute.
works.
What am I doing
It's
leaving
pretty
those
awesome,
idiots to
right?
guard my
Like,
prisoners?
most of these guys, their
Look,
magic
they
never
couldn't
works.
guard a snail with a sprained ankle. Well, that should keep them from escaping.
He's a
And
little
now into
genius.
my trusty catamaran and off to the beanstalk. Oh, I almost forgot. That little brat Mark doesn't have a catamaran. Oh, well. I guess I'll have to be like the rest of the peasants and walk.
Here's mine.
And mine.
Good show. Whoa, whoa.
Keep those handshakes coming.
I was saving this to become a brain surgeon, but saving Mark and Weenie is more important.
Thanks, chap.
Look, though my eyes are deceiving me.
Hi there, gang.
Oh, look, it's Mark! Hey, Mark, how you doing?
We never thought you'd get away from that rat hoodoo.
Who are you calling a... Of course. That old meanie is a rat, isn't he?
Yeah.
Where's Weenie?
He's inside the ring sleeping. Well, I'm back to the beanstalk.
Don't worry about a thing, lad. If he or his blighters try anything down here, we'll handle them.
Oh, thank you. You've all been just sterling. Well, I'm off to see my mommy and daddy.
Goodbye.
Bye now.
All right, I think it's time. I think it's time for a break.
I expect so.
I mentioned the hippies staying up all night on acid. This is for them.
Oh boy. Do I have to click it?
Yes.
This one that says not a commercial?
Yes.
Okay.
It's acid, man.
Oh yeah.
Chips.
I first dropped acid when I was 18. I was over at these people's house one night. This guy I went to school with was over there and asked me if I wanted to try some acid. I had read about it in the papers and heard curious. I was pretty jacked up on marijuana, so I decided to try it, and I dropped it. I don't know what I was waiting for, a flash or a rush or whatever, but I kept sitting there waiting, and nothing was happening. So I got up and then went to her and put on a pair of pink capris and a green and brown blouse. I thought the colors were beautiful.
Sounds great.
So we tripped down to Market Street, and I decided to buy a hot dog. I was very hungry, and I had put mustard and ketchup and relish in the usual, and I put the hot dog up to my mouth, and somebody started screaming. I didn't know what was happening, so I looked up at my friend Terry and said, "Did you hear that? Didn't you hear someone scream?" He said no. I got the hot dog up to my mouth again, and I was ready to bite, and the scream got louder. And it hit me. No, it couldn't be. And I looked down at the hot dog, and there was a face on him.
This could be a PETA commercial.
Yeah.
Eyes, nose, a mouth. I had put the ketchup to where it looked
The
like
new
his
Troll
hair.
movie.
And he started telling me that I couldn't eat him.
Don't eat me.
He had a wife and 7 kids at home to support. And I stood there with this hot dog and asked Terry, "Do you know this hot dog is talking to me?" And he says, "Nah, let's get out of here." He thought I was just faking. And I told him, "Look at the thing, he's got a face, and he's screaming." And the guy finally looked over, and he got on the same trip that I was on. And we sat there carrying on a conversation with that hot dog. Finally, I decided I was just hallucinating, so I put it in my mouth and bit down. It screamed so loud that you could hear it all over town, so I had to throw it on the ground and step on it.
Murderer.
And I was jumping on this hot dog in the middle of Market Street.
I've seen that happen before.
He stomped on a hot dog that had a wife and kids to support?
7
That is a horrible drug.
Murderer.
I took off screaming down the street, scared.
Want to eat that?
So my takeaway from that is like, wow, they actually had a pack of 9 hot dogs that you could buy.
We lose so much in the future.
Yeah, so that was courtesy of Lockheed Aviation.
What was their horse in the race?
That's
They
a
want
great
pilots
question. I'm still
to
trying to figure that out.
use those.
Like they did a whole series of these case study films about different types of drugs, like amphetamines, barbiturates, and heroin. And then they also did this whole series with cavemen that are giving lectures about drugs, animated cavemen.
Nice.
Okay.
And it really doesn't make any sense. It really is baffling to me. And I've reached out to Lockheed and talked to their archivist, and they have no idea what the reasoning was.
Wow.
And we can we see more of this stuff on your channel?
Yes. Yeah. Go to AV Geek 16mm films, and you'll see much more of that.
More acid?
More acid.
Yeah, more acid.
Yes. More hot dogs too.
Yeah. More hot dog stomping?
And not so much.
Well, let's see if Lidsville picks up where we left off. Maybe we'll get lucky here.
Maybe they'll do some acid.
There we go.
I sure outfoxed those dummies. Now there's nothing to stop me from reaching the outer world. Nothing!
The boss did it! He tricked them! Ooh, look at those dumb hats! They think he's really the boy!
Doesn't she have magic?
We're gonna have to get out of here and stop.
Yeah, I really don't understand that.
The guards.
She's a chump. Or
Couldn't
he's
you
a
hit him
chump.
with a spell and make him disappear?
I could try. Have no doubt. Have no fear. I order them to disappear.
Close enough.
They're all still here.
Darn, they didn't disappear.
Yeah, that genie has the crappy magic.
You put them all to sleep.
Practice more.
I goofed. Wrong spell. Sorry, Master. I'll try again.
No. This is perfect. You're out like a light. You did it.
Oh, how about that? It's amazing how they can sleep with all this noise.
We better get out of here. We have to chop down that beanstalk before Hoodoo reaches the real world.
What happened?
Hoodoo put bars in front of the door. We're locked in.
Oh, no. We're trapped.
Boy, look at me go. I mean him.
It's weird. He looks just like you, Master.
Right.
But we just can't stop him.
There must be something we can... Holy Toledo!
What about Toledo?
I just figured out who's gonna help us chop down the beanstalk and Hoodoo.
The good hats.
No, the bad ones.
The bad hats. They'll never chop down their own boss.
Does that look like Hoodoo to you?
Looks like you, Master.
Right, and if Hoodoo can act like me, I'll be able to act like him. Ow!
Calling all bad hats. This is your Master Hoodoo calling.
This is an emergency.
Mr. Big here. What's up, boss?
Sig alert! Sig alert! That brat Mark is escaping up the beanstalk. I want you to chop him down. That is an order.
Escaping? Up
Clever.
the beanstalk? Bust my barnacles. There he blows. Don't worry, boss. Executioner will chop the brat down to size in no time.
You think they go for it, Master?
We can only pray that they did. The bad hats are our last chance to stop Hoodoo.
Those boobs down there think they're guarding Mark. Can you believe how dumb some hats can be?
Alarm! Alarm! The hats are coming! Okay, you hats, take a walk. We got some leveling to do, see? One beanstalk coming down. You're not going to chop! We'll make you stop! Ouch! You don't scare us. Out of our way, we're coming through! Yeah.
Over my bent brim, you are.
Ruddy blighters, back! Enough of this scuttlebutt! Attack, mateys! Charge!
Bad hats are pretty outnumbered.
Yeah.
can't see the ground anymore. That means they can't see me. No need to stay in this ugly body anymore.
Now that's better.
Way
now
better.
I'm back to adorable, charming me. Aren't I gorgeous for 26? So I lied a little.
I like the fourth wall break and stuff.
Give it to him, Mr. Big. Sock him, executioner.
Go, vampire! Boy, I never thought I'd see the day where I'd be rooting for the bad hats.
The Bad Hats just got to win. They're our last chance to chop down Hoodoo.
Oh. Doesn't this beanstalk ever end? Well, look at my gloves. They're a mess. You know, maybe there isn't another world. If that Brett Mark is pulling the filter from my eyes, boy, am I gonna give it to him.
So does the top of that vine lead to the bottom of the magician's hat at the theme park? You know,
I wonder.
Isn't that how that would work?
If it really does lead to the outside world,
I'll
yes.
catch you, Nursey. Stand off, you lubbers, before I run her through. Stop that. Unhand her, you cat. Fool! You'll get her back in one piece as soon as the beanstalk is in two pieces. Now back off. Go, Egbert, and start chopping.
You nasty hat!
Oh, no. What are we going to do?
Do your business.
Faster!
He's chopping as fast as he can, Master.
He's got to chop down that beanstalk before Hoodoo reaches the top.
Faster!
Yeah. Up. So now he's at Six Flags.
Oh, yeah.
I don't believe it. I have discovered a whole new world. Well, it does really exist.
Oh.
What?
And it's so beautiful. And it is so ripe. Just think a whole world out there waiting for me to conquer it. I love it.
Why is the giant hat floating over Manhattan?
What's going on? Who's moving the
Manhattan.
Manhattan.
These folks are they're geniuses.
They've done it! The beanstalk's falling! Isn't that wonderful, Master?
Yeah, it's great. Except for one thing.
What?
It's falling right towards us.
That's a nice effect there. That's a good one. They did.
Wow, look at this! A direct hit!
You said it. We can escape now. Come on, let's hurry.
What's the rush? Hoodoo's probably buried so deep it'll take him a week to dig out. Guys, let's get out of here!
Stop! I'm warning you. Come back, both of you, or I'll snap you to bits. I'll snap you. Prisoners, my ransom, my house, my new world. I've lost everything. Everything is gone.
Yeah. Hi, boss. Don't feel bad. You still have me, you know. Here, have a bean.
I want my mommy Hodo. Hey, mommy Hodo.
Everybody there wears a hat. Everybody knows where it's at. In the land of hats, that's Lidsville.
Did you hear that first lyric in the closing theme?
Everybody there is a hat.
Everybody there wears a hat. Dude,
Right.
Did you even watch the show before you wrote the closing theme? You know, how wrong can you be?
They probably wrote this like 5 months before they even shot it.
Magic maps, where the mountains wear mountain caps, lined with welcome mats, that's Lidsville. I've seen people put on hats, and then they tie or pin them. In Lidsville, there's no need for that, because they live right in them. So if you bump into a bonnet, with ears and eyes and nose upon it, nope, you haven't gone bats, that's Lidsville. Liddyville, not to be confused with Nitty Grittyville, the land of living hats, that's Lidsville. Boop, boop.
Nitty Grittyville is a different show.
Right. Yeah. Well, that lyric always rankles me. Liddyville, not to be confused with Nitty Grittyville. Oh, that common mistake.
Yes.
Yeah,
Well,
who hasn't? Who hasn't made that mistake in their life? You know, but
they're on the same. They're in the same county. I know that.
yeah. So there you go. That was Lidsville.
Yeah.
I feel a little bit.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Well, thanks
Thank
so
you.
much. I feel that tiny bit much closer to understanding this lunchbox now.
Oh,
Right.
wow. There it is.
I saw that on the bus in maybe the 2nd grade, and parts of it my brain is still decoding. Like, it has something to do with hats, but what is going on in the center? Like,
Right.
Well, here's something that's interesting right off the bat. So Weenie is supposed to be male.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It's clearly a female body on that lunchbox.
Yeah, we get into that in this article, I can assure you, Skip. That show brings up all kinds of issues for people having Lidsville nightmares. But you could have told me this was like an Indonesian fantasy snuff film or something. I go, yeah, it looks like it.
Much. Yeah.
Let's watch one of those.
So the funny thing is that so there's other hats that show up in other episodes, and one of them is a motorcycle.
Right.
Right. A woman motorcycle.
Old lady riding a motorcycle.
Right. And so supposedly standards and practices said that they wanted a portrayal of safe behavior on a motorcycle, so they wanted her to wear a helmet.
Mm-hmm.
But she is a helmet.
Well,
she is a helmet.
What was she originally? She had to be some kind of hat.
Well, no, she was a helmet. It was like a motorcycle helmet, and they wanted her to wear a helmet on top of the motorcycle.
On top of herself, which is a helmet? Oh.
Yes.
Great. I didn't even spot that ever.
Yeah,
nice.
She didn't show up in that episode that we watched. I was kind of trying to keep an eye out for her, but I do remember her showing up in a later episode.
Oh, I guess we'll have to watch another one.
Oh, boy. Let's marathon them.
This was like the other Sid Marty Krofft shows in that there was only like 17 episodes.
Right.
They ran it over and over for years. Oh my god!
Enough to have merchandise like that cool lunchbox.
Yeah.
They get their bang, for their measly bucks that they put into it. I have to say, they probably spent a lot of money. That's a lot of costumes, and there are a lot of sets. The little puppets in the background. I do love how they always have all these extra tiny puppets in the background.
That's a neat detail. How would you rate the puppetry overall on Lidsville?
I was most impressed by the pig.
Mm-hmm.
The tiny, because somebody's operating the face on the hat inside the hat. They're wearing the costume, and the pig is also moved. They're puppeteering the pig as well. So that was pretty cool. Overall, what do you think, Mr. Weepools? I think I saw my dad. Well, maybe you have a custody thing you can do it. So I thought, you know what? I never watched this one a lot. It always creeped me out, but watching it now, it's there's actually some funny stuff. I guess I do like the fact that he actually has working magic as a villain. Like the villains never have everything. He had a good plan,
right?
Like
you got it done.
This worked. It actually worked. He got to the top. He got to the other universe.
Yeah, I'm still puzzling over the gigantic hat hovering over Manhattan, though.
Did anybody see that?
I don't know.
New York.
There are enough
New Yorkers. New Yorkers don't care.
I guess that happens 3 times a day for them. But
whatever.
Yeah. So, anybody feel like a quiz?
Yes.
Okay. Once again, I went into the well and asked myself what was great about being a 1970s kid. And this time what I came up with was video games of the 1970s. Nice. They became a media darling around 1980, around the time Pac-Man came out. That's when the media really jumped on board. But we're going into The crazy era of figuring out what a video game even was,
Right.
so to speak. Monochrome.
Little tiny gray rectangles.
Yeah, angular, blocky, monochrome,
days.
hard to control sprites. That's the world we're largely in here. And so, question number 1. Released in 1971, the first arcade video game was a crude simulation of what? Space travel, sports, or a tabletop game?
I'll say A.
I'll say B.
Okay, you got specific games in mind?
I think it was Pong.
You
I
think
thought
so?
it was some kind of asteroid type game, but okay.
I would say Roy's got this one. It was Computer Space was the first coin-op game. Pong was the first successful video game that really caught on. Computer Space had 4 whole buttons on it, and that was too much for people who'd never heard of video games to figure out.
Right.
So they went simpler with Pong.
That's a beautiful fiberglass case, though.
Yeah, lovely case. I love that case.
There were kind of 2 editions of Computer Space. This is the 1-player version, and there was a competitive 2-player version, and it was very similar to Asteroids. Turn left, turn right, thrust fire, and you have to shoot either each other or flying saucers. So,
awesome.
So, question 2. The founders of Apple helped design what Atari game, which arose from the idea of Pong for 1 player?
Pong
Those
for 2
are obviously the future founders of Apple.
Right.
I think
the
it's
LSD hippie ones.
Breakout.
Breakout?
Oh, Breakout. Okay. I can't beat Breakout.
Yeah, it was Breakout. That's how it looked in the arcade. And
nice.
Could those have inspired the rainbow stripes of the original Apple logo?
Yes.
Worth thinking about. And on to question 3. In 1976, the first controversial video game involved killing humanoid figures with what non-weapon object?
Killing humanoid figures.
I know this one.
Is this Berserk? No, it's not Berserk.
It was a car.
Skip gets it. The game was Death Race.
Oh, awesome. I like that.
The weapon was a car.
Kill them all.
Yeah, you run them over and they turn into a little tiny tombstone.
Yep. A little cross monument.
I love that
one. This was the moral panic of its day. Today, kids are playing Grand Theft Auto 5.
Right.
But little stick men, they had to jump in and protect.
I've never seen this game. I love it.
Oh, it's great design. It looks like a Hell's Angels jacket, but I guess a pretty good driving game for the day, too.
Yeah.
Question 4, I believe. Which 3 of these names belong to a 1970s Wild West shootout game? Boot Hill, Gunfight, High Noon, OK Corral, Quick Draw, Western Gun.
I'm going to say Boot Hill, Gunfight, and Quick Draw.
Yeah, I think that's what I would pick too, actually.
You think so? Okay. Well, you've got 2 for 3. Western Gun was there, but Quick Draw was not.
Oh, Gunfight was the first game I ever saw.
No kidding. That was the first game, I believe, that had microprocessors in it.
That was the first one I saw in real life, and it was at a hotel across from Disneyland.
Oh.
And I was like, can I please, whatever this is?
Yeah.
Do this? My dad was like, no, I don't waste money on weird stuff. But I remember seeing that and just staring at the screen.
Bummer.
1975.
Yeah, awesome. I remember Boot Hill well from my family's arcade.
Yeah.
So there was a precursor to this that was actually 16 millimeter film.
Yeah.
It's called Wild Gunman, and it would play 16 millimeter loop where you were trying to do a quick draw against.
Right. I've seen that one.
Yeah.
It was either against it was like big projection, right? Like
it was a big projection, and it was like, there's this countdown. It says draw.
Yeah.
And then it has some sort of timed thing that would tell whether you killed him or not.
I totally remember that one.
All right. Question 5. The first ever video game licensed from another property came in 1976 when motocross machines were rebranded with what new name?
Kawasaki Cross. Suzuki Cross.
I have no idea.
Harley Davidson video game.
Well, this fairly advanced for the day motorcycle riding game was rebranded as Fonz.
Oh my gosh!
Wow,
that is the first ever licensed game.
Wow.
I was wondering if some of you would guess Evel Knievel, but Atari's Stunt Cycle was not officially licensed. That was one where you jumped a motorcycle over buses.
Right, I remember that.
It could not have been more obvious what they were going after. But
Imagine the disappointment of playing this game.
Yeah.
And not being the actual Fonz.
This one apparently had an 8-track tape in it that played motorcycle noises. So
but did it ever say, hey?
I don't know. It might have, but it had real handlebars, as you can see.
I love how they always have a model next to the
it's great.
game machine.
Oh, I gotta have the woman there for, I guess, scale. I don't know.
Yeah, that's best scale.
Best thing I can think of.
Big as a woman.
And question 6. A decade before the Game Boy, what first handheld cartridge game system was introduced by Milton Bradley?
Oh, are those video games? Stratego? Not Stratego. The little hand.
It's a cartridge game system.
Oh, okay.
Interchangeable cartridges.
Oh, that's tough right there.
It's the last one's always pretty tough.
The first handheld. This would be the first handheld, right? The first
handheld to use interchangeable cartridges.
I'm stumped there.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
I am too.
Well,
wait. A decade before the Game Boy.
Yeah.
Okay, so is it the Turbo Express?
No.
Okay.
It would have to be handheld.
Or Turbo Express is a handheld.
Oh, it is.
Yeah,
that's
Turbo,
right. The Turbo 16 was right.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, right.
Okay, we're wrong.
So at the very end of the 70s, like November 1979, it was possible to buy Microvision.
Whoa! I
do remember.
Man.
The cartridge was the size of the unit, and it composed the entire front, the visible part of the unit. And as it came with a breakout clone, I believe, and there were a few others. It wasn't a huge hit.
I'm gonna hunt one down.
But it made history.
Neighbor friend who had one of those, and it was kind of boring.
It wasn't great. It was a good ancestor for the Game Boy, but it is the sort of thing we needed to travel through to get to the good stuff.
Right. It's a non-working calculator.
I mean, it didn't have the playability or the stick. Basically, the Mattel football was like the most insane game that I would over and over and over and over again.
There were like 3 Mattel electronic football games, though, weren't there?
Yeah.
There was a quarterback one and 2 others. And
the basketball one was,
and that was just a little LED.
Yeah.
Little red grain of rice.
Skipping but across. It's really about playability, right? Like it doesn't matter what the graphics are, really, as long as it's
Well, our generation knows that, but boy, if you watch reaction movies by like Generation Z on YouTube,
oh my gosh,
they'll watch an old movie and they'll refer to the special effects as graphics.
Yeah, graphics.
That's how much the vocabulary is changing.
They'll say these computer graphics are lame. Well, it's because it's glue.
Glue and gunpowder.
Yes, listen, kids. That's wood, glue, and gunpowder. Yeah.
Well, that was great.
Yeah, so that's the Lidsville experience and a little bit extra. I don't even know what we're doing next week, but
it'll be cool. I'll tell you
probably going to be puppetastic and absolutudicrous. So until we meet again, from all of us here at the Dyna Squad, Darn! That's the
That's
end.
the end. You drank all the soda.